One of the oldest parades in the country is right here in Hampton Roads. The 134th annual Portsmouth Memorial Day Parade kicked off this morning.
It has been a tradition in that community since the year 1884. And every single year, the parade salutes the men and women who serve and have paid the ultimate sacrifice. So 13 News Now reporter Elise Brown was there for this year's parade.
They show up every year to march one more time at the Portsmouth Memorial Day Parade to remember those who fought and paid the ultimate sacrifice.
I lost a good friend in Vietnam, and it just makes me cry.
My grandfather, my great-grandfather, he was in World War II, and my daddy, he was in World War II, and they died bravely on the battlefield.
Although their hearts long for those who died,
I think about him a lot. He was a good kid.
They are proud of their loved one's service and know that their sacrifice won't be forgotten.
It's just overwhelming because so many people died and to pave the way. So yeah, it's close to home for me.
The tradition, or actually an obligation for this country to observe and remember the fallen. God bless them all.
In Portsmouth, Elise Brown, 13 News Now.